Hello, traders, and welcome to the market opening preview on a Tuesday, April 12th, 2016. Traders, great to be with you. It is April 12th, it's a Tuesday, and it has been a boring week so far, and that is okay. We'll take a little bit boring, but the next 3 days are going to be crazy. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, we have a lot of data coming out. Unfortunately, today, it is pretty slow, and we will get to that in just a moment. Traders, like I said, really great to be with you. It is sunny skies and white sandy beaches and very hot here in Thailand, and I am having a great time. Traders, remember this is brought to you through FXCL Excellence in Trading. Traders, please come visit our website at fxclearing.com for your trading solutions. All right, traders, let me introduce myself to you for those of you who do not know me. My name is William Gilday. I'm your moderator for the Market Opening Preview Series. And yes, that's a new photo of me. That's within the last week and a half or so. And that's what I look like. That's me. It's always good to know what the guy behind the microphone looks like. So, traders, I started trading in the year of 2006. In 2008, I retired from a wonderful 27-year career as a firefighter paramedic out of the great state of Florida. 9 days later, I decided, hey, let's go to Thailand for 3 months. I've never been here before, and a friend recommended it to me, and I got on the Big Bird, and about 37 hours later, I landed in Bangkok. And traders, I'm in my 8th year. In fact, on April 16th, I will start my 9th year here in Thailand. Very excited to be here and love trading the Asia markets and the Asia time frame. I trade all 3 sessions, traders, and still get a good night's rest. Traders, how do I trade? I listen to fundamentals every single trading day. Every single trading day, I listen to fundamentals. It's so important that you know what's going on throughout the globe. You need to know when people are speaking. You need to know what your economic calendar is telling you. You need to know all these things. And because it impacts your trading, right? If somebody from another country starts talking and it's a surprise and you're in that trade, man, you want to get to that trade, monitor it, right? You want to know what's going on. So it's really important that you monitor your trades. The other thing is, I'm a technician. I absolutely love looking at candlestick charts. I love looking at candlestick patterns, price action, price structure, and price failure. I love looking at levels. In other words, levels that show me where price action has responded in the past. I use Fibonacci a lot, as you see every day, and I use 3 exponential moving averages. One is the 200, the 55, and the 10. Basically, that's all I use, traders. I do trade options in the New York session, and I do use Ikimoku, and I do use the 200 exponential moving average. All right, so let's move along. Let's get this legal stuff out of the way. This is our risk disclaimer. Forex trading has a large potential rewards, but also a large potential risk. You must be aware of the risks and be willing to accept them in order to invest in the Forex market. Most importantly, traders, please do not trade with money you cannot afford to lose. Traders, always remember that past performance of any trading system or methodology is not necessarily indicative of future results. All right, let's get over to news and commentary. Let's take a look at the economic calendar. I'm really having a hard time with getting data for I use my cell phone to give you economic calendar and also the indices, and now I've just downloaded a new events, so we'll see how it goes. Anyhow, the Aussie, in about 1 hour, we have NAB business confidence. I don't think this is going to be a really actual mover because there's no consensus on these. What is going on with that? No, I don't like that one either. All right, let's see what we can do here. Okay, so we have NAB business confidence. They're forecasting 3.55. Previous was 3, and that comes out in about 1 hour. So, other than that, the calendar is very light slate. Even a lot of low impact news events, not a lot of stuff that's going to shake and rattle the market. Great British Pound has core inflation rate. It's a medium impact. They're forecasting 1.2. Previous was 1.2, so we don't see no change there. And the big one's going to be the Great British Pound inflation rate year on year, which is forecasted at 0.5. They're expecting 0.3. Like I said, not a lot as I scan down and we take a look at what's going on here. In the U.S. session, wow, there is really no data today. Red Book comes out. It's a low impact number, but I don't know why people are so interested in it, but they are. And we don't have a forecast. And it's really hard if you don't have a forecast. They got some bill auctions, 3-year notice auction, not a lot. And late in New York afternoon, we have Fed Williams speaks, and that will be at 3 p.m. tomorrow. Well, today, tomorrow, however you want to look at it. 3 p.m. on Tuesday, we have, and then we have Fed Lacker speaks, and he speaks at 3, 4. So that's 1600 hours, and Williams speaks at 1400 hours. So not a lot there. Yeah, pretty wild, huh? Where am I at here? Here we go. Okay. And those two speakers, because of the way the time frames are, comes out for my next day. So that's how that works. Let's take a look at the indices. The Dow 30 closed negative 0.12%. The S&P 500 closed negative 2.07%. The Nasdaq closed negative 0.36%. And the small cap 2000 closed negative 0.42%. Alcoa started earnings seasons yesterday, and they did not meet expectations. So they had a bad read out of Alcoa. So not a good way to start off our earnings seasons forecast. We have earnings seasons for like the next 3 or 4 weeks, and that was not a good start. Stocks and the stock market's been very sluggish yesterday. I think people are very apprehensive at the moment, and I'm sure they'll pick up again without any problem. Let's go over to the Eurozone, take a look at what happened at the DAX. The DAX closed positive 0.63%. The FTSE 100 out of London closed at negative 0.07%. The CAC 40 closed positive 0.22%, with the Euro Stoxx 50 closing positive 0.54%. Trades, let's come on over to the Asia zone, and the Nikkei 225 is currently up positive 0.81%. The S&P ASX 200 out of Australia is also positive 0.28%. The China A50 doesn't open for another 45 minutes, but they closed positive 1.00%. And the Hang Seng, which is not open yet, closed positive 0.35%. And the Kospi, which is currently trading, is positive 0.45%. Got to find a new way to do that. I don't like the way that is working, but we'll work on that over the next couple of days. So what's my commentary? My commentary is, well, now we're in earnings season, so that really puts a flip on what's going on, and you really just have to pay attention to what, economic calendar statements. I don't know what you read during your trading day as far as what other countries are doing and what other, what other people are doing, right? We want to do what other people are doing, right? I don't put fibs on my charts because I like Fibonacci. I put fibs on my charts because everybody else put fibs on their charts, right? And that's the way it is. Well, the euro, let's take a look at the euro dollar. We'll get to it. I really don't have much to say about commentary. I'm waiting for the next 3 days. I think Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday are going to be absolutely awesome trading days, especially in the New York session. And I'm going away today. I will not be in my office. I will not be in my condo. It's Thailand's birthday this week. So basically, the country shuts down for 6 days. The actual holiday is 3 days, but they added one more day, so now it's 4 days. So, like the banks are closed, the mail's closed, so the country shuts down, and it's a water festival. And if you get a chance, go ahead and go to YouTube and just go put
Sonkron. It's Sonkron festival, and that is the new year for Thailand. It's wild. So I don't do water and I don't do crowds. So I booked myself into a guest house where I'm isolated from all of it. So I'll be back on the 20th, back to my Budo, back to my home. So for 8 days, I will be gone. The nice thing is they have a lovely bar underneath the guest house, and I will enjoy my week. All right, let's take a look at the euro dollar. The euro dollar, yeah, this is the same chart as yesterday. Look how this popped up here. This is all about this. Well, I don't know what it's about, to be honest with you. But I read the summary of what happened in New York, and this to me just tells me this was an earnings report. There was some data out in New York. I have to be honest with you, I don't remember what it was. But this same chart as yesterday, and because we're at the same price level. So you know what? Pull up and we'll take it back down. But do you notice that our entry yesterday worked? But it worked late. And unfortunately, I don't trade late in New York because it's like 2 in the morning for me, 1 in the morning. But our entry worked, folks. We wanted to take this down. It came down. And then you had a second shot to take this trade. And what does it do? It comes down to the 55, spikes it, and now we're sideways at the daily pivot point. So you know what? Let it do the same thing. Come back up to that 1426, and we'll take it back down. Do you notice the overshoot at the 1426 level? If you notice, price went above that. We call that an overshoot, right? It overshot where we wanted to enter. That's okay. If you get overshoots, don't worry about it. Just let it play it out. You could have got in on the red candle. You have to put an intelligent stop, which would have been above the R1, so you wouldn't have gotten stopped out, and you basically would have gotten 2 trades out of the euro dollar. But you had to be on it pretty quick, and it did hit our take profit area. Take a look at the pound. It did come up yesterday on data in New York, and I'm looking for this now. This is a counter trend trade. I'm bearish in the pound dollar, folks. Look at the daily chart. There is no reason to be bullish in the pound dollar. So this was either data or it was a stop run or whatever it was, but this is, bearish. So I'm going to stay with what's going on though, right? Let's not get stupid. So I put a fib on here and we're looking for the 50% pullback. We also at the 55 EMA. So we want to enter this at 1.4191, and we'll get out at resistance, right, where we are now, at the 1.4274 area. Now we're sitting at the 618, just above the 61.8 fib, and we'll see if it can break that and get down. We might have to take the trade from the 61.8, and that is okay at 42.18. So really good stuff, and but it's a counter trend trade. Remember that. Please write it down. Counter trend trade. Watch your 4-hour chart. Watch your 1-hour chart. Get confirmation before you enter this trade. Folks, if you haven't done counter trend trades, don't do it. Okay? All right. Here's the Aussie dollar. Aussie dollar hasn't done much. We're bullish in this for some reason. But we're bullish in this. I've been bearish in this so long, it's really hard for me to comprehend that we're bullish in the Aussie dollar. But I'm still dollars. My bias is still dollar strong. But I think this first 3 days of earnings season, the first day of earnings season was not good. So let's see if we can get back down to the 38.2, which is a 200 exponential moving average. And then I'm sure it's going to bounce down away we're going to go. But there are other entries you could take here. You could take it at the daily pivot. You could take it at the 55, which is a 50% fib. You have a lot of options here on the Aussie dollar. But we're bullish on the Aussie dollar. We want to take this up, folks. Okay, we want to take this up. Look at the 10 EMA. Now, that's a small line. I might have to make that line bigger. But that's a small line, and it's right on top of price. So that's going to help us push this down a little bit. Okay, let's take a look at the Euro Aussie. Here we go. From yesterday, didn't do anything really. Absolutely did nothing. It came up to the 200, bounced back down. Now we're back at the 200. Okay, let's try it again. Second time might be a charm. So I'm looking for it to get back to the 50.28 area, and we'll take it down to 1.4958. Again, this is a nice trade. and the Euro Aussie is pretty good. But remember, there was no data yesterday. There's nothing. You need data, folks. I know people don't like trading fundamentals. Oh, I'm a technician and all that. That's great. But folks, you need to know about fundamentals. You need to know what's going on. If there's no data, there's no price action 99% of the time. You have to have something to move the market, right? Now, today and tomorrow, we got all these Fed members speaking. Why? Because their April meeting's coming up. And no, I don't think they're going to raise interest rates, but they got to put on a show. They got to get on all the TV shows, and all the financial programs and say their spiel. All right, let's take a look at the euro yen. Nothing. We're still in the same spot. Nothing to do here. We're looking for a bearish candlestick formation, 123.13, and we'll get out at the S2 reversal pivot at 122.34. Boring, boring, boring. Come on, euro yen. Snap out of it and give us a nice sell trade here. We could take this down. And on New Zealand, decided to do a little pop-up yesterday, surprisingly. And on the top of the chart, you can see I put a resistance level at 0.6876. Let's see if we can get this to move up. I don't want to enter this trade here, folks. Here, we are sitting right above the daily pivot point. I do not want to trade into the daily pivot point in the 55 EMA. I'd rather just stay out of the trade. So let's see if this will give us a pop-up, and then we can take it back down. And I'm looking at that like London lunch into New York. I think we're going to need New York money to do this, as there was no data in Asia today to move the markets. Nothing has moved today in Asia. Okay, we do have that one out of the Aussie, but that doesn't come out for another 45 minutes. So it might move, but I don't think so. I don't think so. All right, traders, that wraps up our 6 currency charts. Ooh, what happened to my slide? Traders, on behalf of myself, William Gilday, I'd like to thank you for joining me April 12th, 2016. Traders, remember this is brought to you through FXCL Excellence in Trading. Traders, please come visit our website at fxclearing.com for your trading solutions. All right, traders, I'm 2 minutes over. Have a great trading day. Be careful. Be patient. And we'll catch you in about 24 hours. Take care now. Bye-bye.